Make that fitting on you. We're going to build some loops. Justin's going to build some loops here, and he'll do it like you'd be doing it at home. Now, we're going to use a low pro lock. Jess, if you want to put that on, and Jess makes a lot of snares. He has the muscle memory right now. I've kind of lost it. I haven't built snares for a number of years. But first off, you've got a cast in your cable, and people will tell you build the snare with that cast in it. It's almost impossible not to. The cable will just fit the cast to it as you build, but you know, I guess you do need to keep that in mind. If for some reason you're building on an assembly line, you might not see the cast, but you're almost always going to get the cast is naturally, that cast, that bend in that cable is going to fit the snare loop. So that's what I'd like you to do first, is to make the loop, but don't put that kink in the cable that's needed. You're gonna want to use this. That's what they'll be using at home. Here's your hammer. You're gonna hammer that on. Now this isn't the order Jess would normally build it. Okay. Well. The snare lock hangs like that. And he didn't put the kink in there, and I wanted him to do that because that illustrates why you need the kink in here. All snares you see, unless they use a loop, they're going to have this is going to be kinked right here. And once Jess puts that in, that'll allow the snare to hang well, as it should. But Jess, if you want to put that kink in there, you get close up there, that kink needs to align with the loop itself. If you put that kink in crooked, that's going to twist the cable, it's going to twist the loop and cause it to not hang well, and it's going to close much slower. So you got that kink in there. Okay, now let's see how this snare hangs. Okay, that hangs a lot better. It's not what we're after quite yet, but that's how a snare should hang. And you see that kink in there. That is the only purpose of that kink, is to get the snare to hang well. If we didn't have to put that kink in there, we would not do that, because it takes us time, but you have to have that. All right, now we got a pretty good snare. You know, it closes smooth. We got the teardrop shape here. We'd prefer a rounder shape. And so we'll build some more snares with different locks here, but I'm gonna have Jess show you the loading process. And what loading is gonna do, it's gonna put a bend in here that tends to make it rounder, and it's gonna wanna pull this snare shut when an animal hits it. Loading makes all the difference in your snares. You want a smooth closing snare. Without a loaded snare, you're going to get a lot of the critters. But with a loaded snare, it's going to come down a lot quicker, and so you're going to get a higher percentage of your critters. And you're probably going to get a better head catch on your coyotes and fox, and you'll get a high shoulder catch, one leg in, and a head on your coon and beaver if you have a loaded snare. So Jess is going to load one. I'll have him load several.